Ding Dong DJ show.
Thank you.
And today we have the guys from DiscoPlanet in the house. Would you like to maybe introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Oscar, and I'm part of founding the DiscoPlanet together with my girlfriend Maggie, who's sitting right over there.
Yeah.
And we have Ash.
Hello.
As is our resident DJ with a big R, right? And
Yeah.
then we have our like a core group of hardcore dancers over
Nice.
here, and also like volunteers for events, and yeah, just great partners and friends. Warwick and Katte and Olga.
Nice. So
Yes.
nice to have all of you guys here. And I know it's like when you do parties and when you do the stuff that you guys do, you need people.
Of course.
You need people to to dance and to help out because it's a rough business.
Yes, exactly.
But could you tell me how DiscoPlanet started?
Yes. So it was actually sort of like it was a bed idea, I guess you can call it.
Yeah.
We were lying in bed and we were just kind of like brainstorming ideas. We have this thing that we always like trying to come up with ideas, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, like, what the fuck did it go? Like, it was more like, can you maybe tell the story? Because I'm always telling it wrong.
Oscar likes to ask like random questions sometimes, so he came up with this question like, how would your dream club look like?
Yeah.
So we started brainstorming on that idea, and then the next question was, what would the name be? And I think I said DiscoPlanet just like as a joke. And we laughed a lot about the name because it sounds a bit cheesy, but more than we thought about it, the more it started fitting kind of the idea.
Yeah.
And I think that's how it started.
And your first party, was that a distortion or did you party before that?
Yeah, so the official first party was at Heron 20.
Okay.
It's like a little place close to Vestbygade, if
Okay, yeah.
people know where that is. And it was these guys that was happy to rent out the venue for us. And then, yeah, we did a party with me and Ash and some other guys. And a lot of my old friends from the Bike Messenger community.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of like took off from there.
Sure.
But we had some unofficial parties in the
Okay.
COVID times, I guess, at my place.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like where all the people was coming around, you know, the guys over there.
Okay.
But yeah, it was like smaller things, of course,
Okay.
within the restrictions, of course.
But the Bike Messenger community, is that a thing you're using when you do parties? I know I've seen you had an alley cat.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what that is, but
So I don't
you
want
can
to say
explain.
that DiscoPlanet is like specifically like a bike messenger community.
Sure.
But I used to be a bike messenger, and there's like a whole subculture, I guess, to that,
Okay.
where a lot of really nice people is like often doing alley cats, as you're saying. And an alley cat is like short. It's like a bike race in the city.
Okay.
And then it's more like you have this manifest, and you go to different posts, and you have to do different tasks. So
Yeah.
it's more like a like
Like a
everyone-
scavenger hunt.
yeah,
kind of?
kind of like scavenger
Okay,
hunt,
shit.
exactly. So it's a really nice concept, and I really love that concept. And
Yeah.
I know that people also enjoy music in the end, so I thought let's combine the two worlds.
Ah, of course.
You know, like, and do something together. So that was kind of like the first idea on the
Yeah,
table.
I feel like that's when there's a successful party, it's because there's more than just the music and the place. There's like a deeper connection
Yeah.
somehow, and there's a lot of different crews who does it the same way, but they have dance as a part of it, or they
Yeah.
have art or whatever. But yeah, it's important to use your friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Boon Expressen then.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Bluespassen, definitely.
It's important with some shout outs.
Yes, of course.
But today we had you guys playing a strictly vinyl set.
Mhm.
With a lot of funk and boogie and disco music.
Yeah.
And did you have a like inspiration for the set, or did you just choose a lot of records? Did you have like a bigger thought going into today's set?
I think we wanted to do something that is kind of representing of DiscoPlanet.
Yeah.
And I think definitely, as the name says, is a lot about disco. That's kind of how it started.
Mhm.
I kind of fell in love with disco when I was in Croatia. Shout out
Okay.
to Croatia. friend Katja is from Croatia. And I was at a festival there where I heard this DJ from Chicago called Salah Bahar.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and he's like, if you heard him play, you kind of like, all the people I talked to who heard him play is like falling in love with disco, and that was definitely the case for me. He was playing on this boat, and the story is that we were going out on the boat and he was not there, and we were all like, what the fuck is happening? Like, where is this guy like that's supposed to play? And this guy, Alexander Nutt, was warming up. Yeah. And then all of a sudden we could just kind of like see in the horizon like a little rubber boat coming. And it was just like, the boat was just like with the front, it was just tipping up like this. And it was not just the waves, it was because he was sitting in the back. And you know, he's sort of like a big guy and he has all his records with him, so it was a lot of weight.
Oh, that's scary, his records out on the rubber boat.
I was also like,
holy shit.
It's very like, but then the boat came close and I could just see the guy that was trying to control the boat. He was just sitting on the side, like controlling this. And then he came up and just big smiles, you know, like really, really like uplifting and positive guy. His energy was very positive, and his music was exactly how his smile is. I guess. Very, very uplifting disco, very like pure disco, I guess. Okay. And when I heard that, I was just like, man, this is a game changer.
This is what you want.
This is what I want. This is what I want. Like this uplifting and happy feeling on the dance floor. And when I came back to Denmark, I just kind of missed that feeling so much. Mm-hmm. So that was really like one of the big motivations for me.
You have to create it. If it's not there, you have to create it. Yeah.
You have to kind of like try to make it happen. And then I met Ash, and I knew he had kind of like the same idea about music. Yeah. And he kind of took me under his wings and been sort of like mentoring me, I guess. Okay. And also, he shares the same style of music with me, so we.
It's so important to have like somebody to play around with.
Yeah,
with the music.
100%.
And how did your relationship start?
I think we actually met at the first Club Soda.
Yes.
Like it was the end of the night, and you'd lost your leopard print coat or something, like a big coat.
Yes.
And then I was helping you look for it, and we couldn't find it to no avail, and we just became really good friends since then. Yeah. I tried to, hunt it down in clubs after. I saw one guy out when I was playing with a leopard print coat, and I had to give him, a few questions and to see if it was Oscar's coat.
Yeah, you need to see a receipt.
Yeah, he was sending me a text like, he was like, "Is this the guy? Is this the guy? Should I jump in? Should I jump in?"
It's a nice coat, by the way.
That's a really nice coat.
Rip that coat. It's gone forever though.
But have you been playing for a long time? I guess you've been playing a bit longer.
Yeah, I have.
So I've been playing for like 5-6 years or something. Yeah. I started like in the bedroom, and again back to the Bike Messenger days. I was just biking every day to save up for like 2 1210s and get some records and a mixer. And that was just kind of like my motivation, and it really kept me going at work. I was like, every day I was like waking up, eating my oats, like just pumping myself with some fish oil, like fuck, I'm gonna stay healthy so I can get money for those. Exactly. And then I finally got the players and the records, and I just DJ'd at home. Okay. I built my own little setup like you have here. Yeah. And then my girlfriend hated me at that time. Like she was like, I was playing non-stop. Okay. And I didn't feel like I was good enough to play outside, and I was always like too shy for that. So, and then I met Ash, and he kind of like took me like out of the living room, bedroom, whatever.
How was that change? Like,
I feel like I'm still under that change in a way. I still don't feel nearly like I'm comfortable, like playing out like that.
But that's a good thing. When you get comfortable, it's like it gets boring.
Yeah,
you have to have that feeling.
100%.
I feel like you keep that risk when you're playing vinyls.
Yeah.
And it's just so nice to hear that people are like pushing the culture like that. And it's fun when you can hear that people are doing it, and it's not in a grid and. The search and the hunt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think always for me it's always been about the selection, not so much about mixing. Of course I appreciate good mixing, and I'm definitely not one of the best mixing DJs out there, 100% not. But I really just enjoy finding the good music. I think that's the fun part about it, like digging for the good music. Sitting at home like just hours after hours, looking for those tracks that you never heard before. And
selection is key.
Yeah, I think that's the fun part about DJing, to be honest, for me. Of course, there's all the other things, but that's the fun part for me.
Sure. Well, how did you start, Ash? Like what?
Playing records?
Yeah.
I guess I got into disco through playing a lot of soul records, and then I kind of got hit a point where I couldn't really afford the records I wanted.
Yeah. You mean
and,
that point you're still there?
Yeah, still, yeah. To be honest, I should stop buying records.
But you sell records as well, right?
So you have like not often. Like every now and then. I've worked in record shops, 10 plus years, and it's a fun game, but yeah,
it's not lucrative.
I don't want to make it my full-time thing or anything.
Okay. Yeah, but like speaking on the lucrative business, being a party organizer, it's not always like the easiest job to do. And how do you guys do it? Like together, how is the from idea to a party? How does it start? Who does what? Like, maybe we should hear from you. Yeah.
So I think Oscar is the creative mind often behind the organizing. I'm a bit more helping to keep the structure, and I think that's why we're so good working together, because Oscar can be a bit all over the place, but has so many good ideas, and
so
I'm keeping him a bit grounded.
Sure.
Yeah. But then we have a lot of friends who help us, because, as you know, it's a lot of work, and it's hard to be just two people.
Of course. Yeah, you have a lot of volunteers and people around you to help.
Yeah.
And when are you doing a party again soon?
Actually, we've been sort of like on a little break for now. I feel like since we started, I kind of also realized how much work it is. For an event. I think a lot of people who's not done it before doesn't really know how much it actually takes.
Yeah.
And I really want to give, like we're talking about shout outs, I really want to give a shout out to everyone who helped us at any point. It really like is impossible to do it like two people alone.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's what do you say? It's a really, really tough game, because you need to like set it all up. You need to get the equipment. There's the whole logistic problem with it, right? And then you need to take it down afterwards. You need to do the promo. You need to do the graphic design. You need to find.
And you can't do everything yourself.
No, like you need to kind of. It's basically like a tiny like company. Like in a way, the structure is that you have everyone is doing something different, and then you're kind of like combining that to make the party happen. So it's a lot of hard work, and definitely I would be lost without Maggie, like, to be honest.
Beautiful.
It would be a lot of ideas and not a lot of execution.
Yeah, but I've had the same, like this show is only being made because I found people who could like make it happen. So Max, who's doing the sound right now, is also part of 21G, which is our party crew, and that's also why we invited you guys, because we need to get together, all the crews in Copenhagen, because we love the same kind of music. And how would you classify your style of music, the music you play in DiscoPlanet, but also the music you just love to listen to?
That's kind of like really to the point, because the idea with DiscoPlanet also, we talked a bit about like what is really our mission with this, like, because we don't just want it to be like a party and have a drink, like, and listen to music, of course, that is what it is at some point, but we also wanted to be like, what is really our mission here with DiscoPlanet? And I think the goal was to kind of infuse a bit more soulful music, a bit more like, I say groovy, and it's such a wide term, and it's hard to kind of grasp, but I really miss this kind of like more like the style that you get from funk and the style that you get from disco and boogie and genres like this.
Sure.
I miss that more like in the nightlife scene of Copenhagen, because we have a lot of like brilliant techno DJs, we have a lot of brilliant trance DJs and all sorts of other genres, there's a lot of that, and thank God for that, like it's good that there's a lot of different, there's a lot of diversity, but I missed more like in this style of music, so that was kind of like the goal, to infuse that into the nightlife, and give people options, so like if they want to go out, they can go for this style, they can go for that style.
I feel like before you guys came around, a lot of house and disco parties were usually just a booking and at some place where it didn't have that feeling of soul and power and people wanting to make this happen, and the whole DIY and collective thing is just important to make the party pop, or else it's just cocktail music somehow. Sometimes it's like it gets put in a box that's not where the music should be, really. Especially some of the bangers you played today. Like, is there some of the music you played today that you want to point out? Because like there's feel like you guys have some anthems.
Yes, definitely. Like, let's just start from the back. The Barry White track with Change.
Yeah.
It's a funny story to that, I guess. Or like it's more funny in our head, I guess, than in real life. But we were listening to some music. It was Christmas, because Ash is from Australia, so obviously he has a bit far home when it's Christmas. So we are celebrating Christmas together.
Oh, nice.
It's kind of becoming a little tradition now, together with some of our other friends.
Yeah.
And then we were just listening to music, like when it was getting a bit later, and then we had this then I had this track from Barry White that I found like at home, and then I just the thing about the track is that it made me quit my job, actually, because I was working in like this corporate company, and I was just so sick and tired of this company.
So you need to change.
Yeah, I need to change, exactly. I was listening to when I was going to work. I was like, that was kind of like the last push, and I know it sounds cheesy, but it's really true. It was kind of giving me the last push to do a change. So it kind of like got a little bit of a sentimental value for me.
Sure.
And Ash liked it like instantaneously.
Okay.
And then it just kind of like became this very important track for us, I guess.
I'd never heard that Barry White track before.
Really?
But you'd also played that last song at Beach Stage at Kuna. Shout out to Kuna Festival.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, you guys had a whole day at Kuna.
Yes.
You guys playing not DiscoPlanet, but you guys, or how was that?
Representing DiscoPlanet and Kuna.
Yeah,
everything is a mix.
Yeah, it's a mix, like, but yeah, definitely shout out to Kuna and all the people involved. It's a festival I've been involved with now for 3 years.
Yeah.
And
it's on an island.
It's on an island exactly outside of Copenhagen. And so like basically like the underground music moving out to the island for like 5 days. Shit. And then it's 100% volunteer based, no sponsors, no nothing. So it's like really like driven by people who's very passionate, and we work all year round to make it happen.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm part of doing the beach stage there together with Ash and a guy called Bart and Rico.
Okay.
And then we got a day at the beach stage this year where we could let loose.
Do whatever you like.
Exactly.
How nice.
So yeah, it was when was the track that we played there? You were talking about. Was it also the Change?
Yeah,
no, it was Change track.
Yeah,
that's true.
Is there any other tracks that you were like always put in your record bag? That always it needs to be there, because it could happen that you needed it. Is there like a go-to couple of records that you guys always bring, or is important for you at your parties?
Yes, like one of the first tracks I played, I think it was the third track or something. There's a track with Brandy Wells called What Comes Around Goes Around, and that one I always bring. Like I just like the bass line on that track. It's so fucking solid.
It's so precious.
It's so solid. And it works every time for me. Like I'm getting the same excitement, when you hear a track for the first time. We all have those tracks where you hear it like 10 times and then we're kind of tired of it.
Yeah, but
this one is just like solid every time. Exactly.
What about you, Ash? Think you have a couple?
I'm changing all the time. I just love falling in love with the new track all the time, and then it takes all my money. So I could keep it on high rotation, especially depending what venue, what I think works there and stuff. So, yeah.
But I think also to get back to the other thing, that you wanna, like, for me at least, I wanna keep like digging, because also like the people who comes like for my gigs, I wanna keep them entertained every time. And I know like today is an exception because I just kind of played the tracks I'm not usually playing, but the solid tracks, and I wanna keep like always finding something new, so like the audience is not gonna get bored with the same tracks over and over.
Sure.
And when you're playing vinyl, it's always more difficult because the money is the issue here. Like I have bunch of tracks I could go and buy now, but I don't have the money to buy them, so you have to do what you have.
That's a hard thing, you know. If you get your records from Discogs rather than just finding them somewhere, the price is the price.
The price is the price, but also like I'm playing also digital. I kind of got into that a bit later, but it's so convenient because there you can get the tracks cheaper, right? And you can have so many on your USB. You don't have to carry the big bag and all that stuff. So that's I'm trying to like combine the two,
of course,
so you can keep it interesting.
But sadly, that it eliminates the reason to go out and meet people behind like a store. And do you have some stores around Copenhagen that you like to go digging at, or some flea markets? Or I don't know, where do you get your records in Copenhagen if you're not online?
Definitely. I'm going to Can Records.
Yeah, Martin.
Martin, exactly. He has some good stuff there. And I like to, for electronic music, I like to go to Doma 21, and shout out to Jeko. He has a bunch of good stuff. And then like when there's like
Chocolate, Paname, 313, everywhere. Yeah, that's Lalo. Used to be Freetown Records. Yeah, check him out. He's in Norvest. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Some good heads.
He's got some killer disco and Colombian records.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going there right after this. No, but guys, I just wanted to say thank you for your music and for your time. Yeah. It's been such a pleasure to have you guys here and tell us a little bit more about DiscoPlanet and you guys as a collective. And we would love to have you back sometime.
Sure.
It's been a pleasure.
Same to you. Like, also, I hope we can do something
of course
one day where we can combine forces and create something new. That's what it's all about.
Exactly. Joining people.
Sweet.
But thank you guys.
Thanks so much.